Welcome to the Florida Bar Podcast, where we highlight the latest trends in law office and legal practice management to help you run your firm. Brought to you by the Florida Bar's Practice Resource Center. You're listening to Legal Talk Network.
Hello, and welcome to the Florida Bar Podcast, recorded from the 2019 Florida Bar Annual Convention in Boca Raton, Florida. This is Christine Bilbrey. I'm the host of the Florida Bar Podcast, and joining me right now on her very last day as Florida Bar President-Designate-elect, we're on the precipice, so in the morning, your title changes. I have Dori Foster-Morales. Thank you for joining us.
Happy to be here, Christine.
So you're about to conclude your year as President-elect-designate. So what have you learned? Did you have real responsibilities this year, or have you just been everywhere?
I sort of feel like my responsibility this year is to provide support and sort of follow the lead of our president-to-be, John Stewart. Mm-hmm. I know he has a lot of great plans to help, the bar move forward in this sort of new age of technology. And I know that some of the things that he's looking at are going to be multi-year steps. So I kind of feel like that's what I'm tasked to do this year, which is to assist, provide support and guidance, and otherwise sort of be the first runner-up, so to speak.
And so John's focus, I know, has been very heavy on technology. We have the new LRS platform. A lot of that's been going on under his leadership. What have you decided is going to be your primary focus or your goals for when you take over as president?
So I think that my skill or what I bring to the table is all about people. So I think technology is incredibly important. And like I said, it's not like I'm dropping anything, but I think you layer that on how all of this impacts, human beings, whether it be the practice and the way we conduct it, our clients, our relationship to technology. And as you know, Christine, my focus on mental health and wellness of Florida lawyers, which I started last year, but really it is, we've just scratched the surface of that. And we all know that all the challenges facing our members impact in part on their health and wellness. And so the question is, how do we layer those things together to sort of create a happier and healthier environment of the law practice?
Mm-hmm. And I know from your committee work, you travel a lot. And then you add on your Board of Governors commitments. And I know that you guys meet every 2 months in a different city. So you're traveling all over the state. And I know, because you've told us anecdotally, bar members will pull you aside and talk to you. And so now that you're going to be president of the bar, what do the bar members want from you? What are they wanting from the bar? Are you getting a sense?
Well, I do think they want support, they want guidance, they want assistance. I was thrilled because one of the members of the family law section came up to me yesterday and asked me where there was a 12-step program, where was an AA meeting. Mm-hmm. And I thought, wow, we've really come a long way that, a gentleman who is obviously in recovery and wanted to go to a meeting, was comfortable enough speaking to the president-elect designate and asking about a meeting. And so what I think they want is they want guidance and acceptance, and they want us to help us find acceptance among the judicial branch. Frankly, the judicial branch wants to have their own health and wellness initiatives. So I think they're looking to us to sort of help them have a sort of a more complete life in the sense of all the balancing that we all do, whether it's as a parent and a lawyer, as the child of an aging parent and a lawyer. There are just so many aspects to our lives. And when you layer that with the practice of law, which is about solving people's problems, whether they're, commercial litigation problems, whether they're transactional problems, whether they're family law problems like I deal with, I think life is very complex, and it's only gotten more complex with all of these things that we're talking about.
And going through this whole process, I know that you ran unopposed, but you've been on the Board of Governors for a while. Can you talk about why you decided to put yourself through this?
A lot of people ask me that, and sometimes I ask myself that. I sort of feel there have been a lot of flavors to leadership on our bar and on our board, and I thought that I brought a little different flavor to leadership. I'm not like the forever president. I wasn't president of a local bar organization. I got involved with the Board of Governors sort of on a different track. And as I was getting to that place where I was thinking, am I going to go off the board? What else do I want to accomplish? I really looked at the trajectory of all the different leaders, whether they come from the Young Lawyers Division or past president of the Dade County Bar. And I thought I had a little different flavor, maybe from my perspective, and I thought I had something to offer from that different flavor. And with that, I decided probably 2 years ago, that I was going to run for president because I felt like I had something to offer, and maybe it's a human element, the human element of leadership.
And what about the time commitment? I know you have a very successful practice. How are you juggling that? What goes on back at your office?
So I have, your typical, what I would call small law firm, 6 lawyers, including myself. I recognize I can't be all things to all people. I'm being very careful about the cases I take because I don't want to overwhelm myself. I still feel an incredible commitment to my clients, to my work product. I do have a lot of support. My law partner and I have been together. We met in law school.
Oh, wow.
So I have as they always say, it takes a village. I have an incredibly supportive community, whether it's my husband or my law partners. Everyone's really was behind this decision. I didn't do it in a vacuum. I spoke to people about it because, it really takes commitment from all sides to do something like this, whether it's the folks in my office or the folks at home, my husband, my children. I needed buy-in so that I could feel like I could really do the best I could do for the bar.
And has it been a positive impact, or are you still, for your own mental health, what are you doing to relieve the stress, carrying the weight of your clients, and now all 107,000 bar members?
So sometimes I say I need to practice what I preach, or do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
I think it's a struggle. It's a struggle. I mean, I think lots of lawyers like me are type A personalities, and we want to do a good job for everyone in every aspect of our lives, whether it's, my aunt's 90th birthday party, my kid's graduation party, to be there for my husband, to be there for my clients. And I think it's sort of like a 12-step analysis, which is like you take every day as they come, and you recognize you can't do everything. You have to be honest with people. When you can't get something, don't give an unrealistic deadline. I told people this week my commitments to the bar. So when people were saying to me, I need to talk to you or I need to get something out of you, I told them last week, don't expect to get anything from me this week. And it's all about setting up expectations. And I think when you do that and you're honest with people, you avoid what I would say the pitfalls of the practice of law, which are the unanswered phone calls, the things that make clients angry. And in fairness to my clients, are all super proud of me as well. They're really happy that I'm doing this, and I've gotten a lot of support.
Yeah. And I have to say, as a bar employee, we're very excited that you and John are coming on. I think it's going to be a great year. And we're looking forward because I personally can tell that you've moved the needle through the work that you've done in preparation for becoming president.
Well, I will tell you that I think John and I are going to have a great collaborative relationship. We get along very well. Both of us are sort of not the spotlight kind of people. So I think that's a good thing. And I think we're going to be like a really good team. And I'm really looking forward to working with John. It's really exciting.
Well, I know how busy you are, so I want to thank you for taking this time out. And I want to congratulate you. So
thank you, Christine. I really appreciate it and all the help you've given me over the years.
So that's all the time we have for this episode of the Florida Bar Podcast. Thank you to our listeners for tuning in. If you like what you heard, please rate and review us in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app. I'm Christine Bilbrey. Until next time, thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening to the Florida Bar Podcast, brought to you by the Florida Bar's Practice Resource Center and produced by the broadcast professionals at Legal Talk Network. If you'd like more information about today's show, please visit LegalTalkNetwork.com, subscribe via iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and RSS. Find the Florida Bar, Legal Fuel, the Florida Bar's Practice Resource Center, and Legal Talk Network on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Or download the free app from Legal Talk Network in Google Play and iTunes. The views expressed by the participants of this program are their own and do not represent the views of, nor are they endorsed by, Legal Talk Network, its officers, directors, employees, agents, representatives, shareholders, and subsidiaries. None of the content should be considered legal advice. As always, consult a lawyer.